Yeah. Yeah. Stops. I mean, we're number one in the NBA in first shot defense, and we're forcing a lot of stops. But they had 13 offensive rebounds. In the third, there was an effort to hit bodies, and once we got the ball, we were able to get out, and that was a +5 quarter for us. But it was predicated on forcing the first miss, and then we had a lot of bodies on bodies so we can get the ball and take off, and then bookended the quarter with those shots. That ability to make shots in those 2-for-1 situations is huge for us. And then the other thing was our bench had 43 points, I think, off the bench tonight. Like that's huge for us. So we don't have to, bring the starters back, and we're able to finish. Not that we take the game lightly or anything like that, but if you're gonna be the kind of team that we want to be, you got to have all the pieces fit. And so I thought the defense in the third, then the bench coming in at the end of the third and being able to just hold on to the game until the end like that, that's a good night for us. The minutes didn't get too crazy. I probably played Mikal a little bit longer than I wanted to, but just needed one more starter out there to make sure we had some know-how out there and continuity with that group. Yeah.
McGee's impact.
Yeah, we had a really good talk this morning. We finished our coaches meeting, and guys started to trickle downstairs to come eat, and he and I just sat and talked for a little bit. I just talked to him about how he has changed our team. When teams try to switch on to him, it's really hard when you can throw the ball up to a guy who's like 7'15", that long, and his ability to finish. And so either we have the high-low pass and he's good and catch high, keep it high, or they react to that and then we kick it to the outside for a three. But then I thought there was a few pick and roll coverages tonight where his blitzes were, right up there with DA's against McCollum. And when we can put both of those guys in the same coverage, it really helps us. So he's certainly changed our team for the better, just because of his length, his physicality, his rim protection, and his finishing around the basket.
I was curious, there was a point where, guys are hitting shots, but then it's like, not gonna keep knocking it down from three.
Yeah.
At that rate. But then I look at the final, it 18 threes.
Yeah, I think the ability to play in 0.5 and paint to great, that's who we are. I thought when the ball, as we say, let the offense breathe, when we let it breathe and we moved it around, it was a much more efficient game for us. But I thought, Cam, Book, even Mikal were playing in 0.5 a ton tonight, and they were finding guys. When it got bogged down, it was when we were allowing them to get to their shift defense, because they played pretty much the same defense as we do. So that was key for us to make that, one, have that many threes, but make them. But then the other side is the bigs who put pressure on the rim. If you don't have that kind of dynamic big that can put pressure on the rim, it's hard to draw help side on the backside. So a lot of things have to come together for that to happen.
The one Booker doing what he does, just resting guys, knowing that you gotta back to back.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's key for us. Mikal played 36, but he's like 15 years old. So he's, he loves to play. He's got a high motor. But to keep, most of the guys in the 20s, especially Jay. Jay is a guy that, I piled his minutes up the past couple of years. And when we can, keep his minutes there, and especially when we have a back-to-back, it's huge. Again, that's why the bench was so big for us tonight. And not just the ability to score, but they did a decent job of getting enough stops down the stretch where I didn't have to call a timeout to get somebody else in the game. Like that stuff's really important.
Hey, Coach, I just wanted to ask you about Torrey. Obviously, he had a great shooting night, and it's been a little bit rougher for him with the three-point shot since he's come back. But what does it do for you guys when he's able to spread the floor like that?
We've just talked to him about mixing it up. Felt like there was about 4 or 5 games where he was settling, and that's a tough conversation to have because you don't want to have a guy thinking out there, but at the same time, we feel like he's more than just a three-point shooter. And so I think he's doing a really good job of finding balance, attacking the basket, slashing, and shooting the three ball. Tonight he just did a good job of knocking shots down, but we feel like he can do more when he's attacking the basket with the ball and without the ball for offensive rebounds. I think that's going to open up his three-point shot even more.
And on the defensive end, I noticed him spending some possessions on CJ, and normally that's a guy that Mikhail would be on.
Yeah.
But how much does that help when you're able to spell?
It's huge. Yeah, it's huge. It allows for Mikhail to not expend as much energy. And it gives us a different look, a different physicality. Torrey's a much more physical defender than Mikhail is. Mikhail can be physical, but his is mostly quicks and length and deflections. Torrey plays more of a 90s style defense where he's getting into your body, riding you over screens, and he's putting his hands on you the whole time with a purpose. Thank you.